Welcome to Games from Folktales, a podcast that mixes historical research and tabletop role-playing settings. I'm your host, Timothy Ferguson. This week we return to Venice's Faerie market for the Master of the Bridge of Fists. Petrus Pontium is a bridge troll who has adapted to the Venetian customs. He runs a stick-fighting and wrestling school near the canal end of the Merceria. He rarely defends the bridges during official mob-style matches, but will meet challenges for single combat. When fighting or teaching, Petrus wears armour and carries a shield weaved from wicker. Combined with gloves and boots, these disguise him so his tall, masculine silhouette and his raspy voice are the only clues to his identity. There are rumours about that Petrus is really one or another stick-fighting champion who staged a fatal accident during the Battle of the Bridge of Fists. Characters may be asked to investigate his identity or bring him to justice under the misapprehension that he is one of these men. In truth, Petrus has copied their signature combat manoeuvres. He is one of the unusual fairies who has duplicated human abilities rather than pretenses. His skill at teaching is poor. He usually defeats his students repeatedly while they struggle to counter his techniques. Petrus looks unusual for a troll. His eyes are human and blue. His skin might be mistaken for odd armour. Once he localised to Venice, it thickened and divided into small squares, reminiscent of the city's cobblestones. During the time of rising waters, the Aqua Alta, Petrus also leaks seawater from between the plates of stone on his skin. This is not injurious, but it is an inconvenience for him on social occasions. Fortunately, his armour is not damaged by seawater. Oddly, Petrus floats. He does not know why. Generally, people made partially of rock sink. He has no need to breathe, so it would not trouble him if he had to walk out of canals into which he fell during fights. Note that although he floats, he can't walk on water. He falls over just as a human would. His school of stick fighting lends out gear to students so they are well armed during the battles of the Bridges of Fists. He attends as a coach and enthusiastic audience member. Sometimes he offers prizes or engineers bouts with champions whose abilities he wishes to copy. This fairy is the special protector of the bridge his school is nearest to. Damage to the bridge is reflected on his body, but the respective sizes of the two are taken into account. A foot-long scrape on the rail of the bridge is little more than a tiny scratch on Petrus. Harm to Petrus appears magnified in the stonework of the bridge. He supposes that were he to scratch a message into his skin, for example, it would become a vast banner. He knows whatever the bridge would know, as if he constantly had communication with it. Bridges don't notice many human things. Use the spell Stone Tell of the Mind that Sits as a guide. If Petrus is alerted in advance, he can rouse the bridge's senses to look out for a particular person or boat. The bridge, through long habit, tells him if it is damaged by supernatural forces, if a body is dropped off the side, or if the unquiet dead walk its length. Statistics for Petrus will be posted on the blog that accompanies the podcast in the next couple of days. They are cut down from the ogre that lives beneath the bridge in Faith and Flame. Just a note for those of you who listened to last week's episode when I said I needed more time to cook this one. This is not the episode I was designing. I was trying to write a fairy that could be the creator for the toy soldiers that are started in Realms of Power Faerie. I know I've already done an infernal version in one of the previous episodes and that their statistics are given in Ars Magica Monsters Volume 1. The fairy that I was trying to write up is the fairy with the tourmaline hair, whose name is usually translated into English as the Blue Fairy. She appears in Pinocchio. It turns out that it takes rather more detail than I expected, so I've swapped the order and I'll take another crack at her next month. Your saga may vary.